Philippa is a young woman in Lagos, Nigeria, who has carried an unusual curse with her since childhood. She noticed that whenever she is genuinely happy, whether she receives good news, enjoys a happy moment, or experiences joy, something bad inevitably follows. It could be losing a contract, a relationship falling apart, or even hearing bad news from a loved one. Her happiness never lasts for more than 5 minutes. Philippa tries to hide her happiness, fearing the consequences of being too joyful. But no matter how hard she tries, the curse never goes away. She decides to confront her mother, Stella, to seek answers, questioning why this happens to her. Stella, her mother, with hesitance, finally admits that this strange curse has been in their family for generations. She reveals that even her own happiness has been tainted by bad luck, and she has tried to suppress her joy to avoid calamities. Philippa learns that her grandmother suffered the same fate, and it has somehow become a generational curse that has followed them through the years. Philippa, devastated by the realization, confronts her mother with anger, asking, "Why didn't you try to stop it? Why didn't you break the curse?" Stella explains that she doesn't know how to break it. It's been a burden they've all had to carry, and they've simply learned to suppress their happiness to avoid triggering misfortune. Determined to find a solution, Philippa decides to break the cycle. She refuses to live with this curse any longer. She decides to go back to her mother's village in search of answers, hoping that an elderly family member, perhaps a relative or someone who knows the history of the curse, can help her break free from this burden. In the village, Philippa meets an elderly man who reveals the origin of the curse. He tells her that the curse started with her great-grandfather, who was jealous of a friend's success. The friend had planted crops, and his harvest was abundant, while her great-grandfather's farm failed to yield any crops. In a fit of jealousy, her great-grandfather set the friend's farm on fire. The friend, heartbroken by this betrayal, cursed her great-grandfather and his descendants, ensuring they would never know true happiness. Philippa, desperate to end the curse, asks the elderly man how it can be broken. He tells her that the only way to break it is to seek forgiveness from the descendants of the man who cursed her great-grandfather. Philippa must find his children and ask for their forgiveness. The elderly man also advises her to visit the grave of the man who cursed her great-grandfather to ask for forgiveness there as well. Philippa follows the elderly man's advice. She travels to the family home of the man who cursed her great-grandfather, meets his children, and humbly asks for their forgiveness. She also visits the grave of the man and seeks forgiveness in front of it. To show her sincerity, Philippa buys a goat, slaughters it, and holds a feast in the man's compound, where they reconcile. Philippa returns to Lagos, unsure if the curse has truly been broken. She wonders if she is finally free from the misfortune that has plagued her family for generations. Do you think Philippa has broken the curse? Can happiness finally be hers? What do you think will happen next? Let us know your thoughts.